terrorism as unlawful use or threatened use of force or violence to instill fear and coerce governments or societies in pursuit of goals that are generally political, religious, or ideological. For academic definition, as written by Bruce Hoffman, a terrorist expert, he defined terrorism as uh, to lead deliberate creation and exploration of fear through violence or the threat of violence in pursuit of political change. Smith and Jungmann's academic consensus definition describe terrorism as an anxiety-inspiring method of repeated violent action employed by means of clandestine individuals, groups, or state actors for political reasons, whereby, unlike assassinations, the direct targets of violence are not the main targets. Okay, main ideologies of terrorism. Terrorist groups operate under different ideological frameworks, each with distinct motivations and objectives. Therefore, there are four major ideologies that should be discussed tonight for us to understand this properly. Number one is socialism. Socialism is driven by socialists, communist or anarchist ideologies. These groups seek to overthrow existing political and economic system to establish a new social order. Their goals often include wealth redistribution, class struggle, and dismantling capitalism. Examples, the New People's Army in the Philippines, the Red Brigades in Italy, and the Shining Path in Peru. Nationalism, motivated by the pursuit of an independent state, greater autonomy, or the defense of a particular ethnic or religion or regional identity. Examples, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, MILF, before its peace agreement in the Philippines, the ETA, or Basque separatists in Spain, and the Tamil Tigers in Sri Lanka. Religious extremism or religious terrorism justifies violence through religious ideology, often seeking to impose religious laws, punish perceived enemies of faith, or establish a theocratic state. Example, the ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Abu Sayyaf, and Boko Haram. While exclusionism or ethnic racial terrorism based on the belief in the superiority of a particular race, ethnicity, or culture. These groups engage in violence to oppress, exclude, or eliminate other groups. Example, the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK in the United States, the neo-Nazi groups, and ethnic militias involved in genocide, such as those in Rwanda and the Balkans. So we have here the types of terrorism. Number one, the religious terrorism, like what I have mentioned, driven by extremist religious ideologies. These groups justify violence as a divine duty. And we have the political terrorism, armed at achieving political change. These groups target governments or political institutions. Number three, ethnic and separatist terrorism, groups seeking independence or autonomy for specific ethnic or cultural group. Examples, the Tamil Tigers. State-sponsored terrorism, when government itself no support terrorist groups to destabilize other nations, spread influence, or target opposition. Examples include Iran's alleged support for Hezbollah. Cyber-terrorism, the use of cyber attacks to disrupt governments. Bioterrorism, the use of biological agents like viruses, bacteria, or toxins to harm populations. Narco-terrorism, when drug cartels use terrorist tactics to maintain control. Financial terrorism, the use of financial systems to fund terrorist activities, including money laundering, illegal trade, cryptocurrency transactions to support extremist groups. Eco-terrorism, committed by radical environmental groups using violence to protest or prevent activities they see as harmful to nature, such as deforestation or animal testing. Last but not least, the lone wolf terrorism, individuals who act alone, one-man army inspired by extremist ideologies without direct support from a larger organization. Example include the Christchurch Mosque shooter in New Zealand. Okay, for our drivers of violent extremism or terrorism. Okay, number one, lack of socioeconomic opportunities. Lack of socioeconomic opportunities such as poverty, unemployment, and inequality makes individuals vulnerable to radicalization. Extremist groups exploit this hardship by offering financial support and a sense of purpose. Economic grievances also fuel resentment against government, making violent ideologies more appealing. Underdeveloped regions and conflict zones becomes breeding grounds for terrorism, as frustration with systematic injustice drives individuals toward extremism. Addressing these issues through job creation, education, and economic reforms is essential for counter-terrorism efforts, reducing extremist recruitment and promoting stability. Marginalization and discrimination fuel terrorism by creating sense of alienation and injustice among specific groups. When individuals or communities are systematically excluded from political, economic, and social opportunities due to their ethnicity, religion, or age, they feel oppressed and part of resistance and empowerment. Okay, number three, poor governance, human rights violations, and disregard for the rule of law create conditions that drive terrorism by eroding public trust in state institutions. Corruption, weak law enforcement, and lack of transparency breed resentment and frustration, making people more susceptible to extremist ideologies. When governments suppress dissent through authoritarian measures, unlawfully detain individuals, or use excessive force, they fuel grievances that terrorist groups exploit to recruit members. And prolonged unresolved conflicts serve as a major driver of terrorism by creating an environment of instability, resentment, and radicalization. In the Philippines, long-standing insurgencies such as Moro conflict in Mindanao and the Communist Rebellion, led by the NPAs, have fueled cycles of violence and extremism. Decades of territorial disputes, political marginalization, and unfulfilled peace agreements have allowed terrorist and insurgents groups like Abu Sayyaf and ISIS factions to thrive. Okay, radicalization in prison as a driver of terrorism. Prisons often serve as a breeding grounds for radicalization, where vulnerable individuals can influence by extremist ideologies. Inmates convicted of terrorism-related offenses or other serious crimes may use their time in prison to recruit and indoctrinate others, exploiting grievances, isolation, and resentment against the state. Overcrowded and poorly managed prison system seen in countries like the Philippines and Indonesia further enable extremist networks to operate, offering protection, identity, and purpose to marginalized inmates. Example of radicalization as a driver of terrorism. One notable example of prison radicalization is the case of Sul Kifli bin Hir alias Marwan. Let me show you his picture. Okay, another jihadist linked to Abu Sayyaf and Jamaya Islamiyah in the Philippines. Many of these extremists, like while incarcerated, continue to spread their ideology and recruit fellow inmates, turning prison facilities into centers for extremist networking. In Indonesia, the mastermind behind